Ford and Chevrolet trucks. If you guys into those, this is the place to be. Auction day again. We are headed to the estate of Ed Fitzpatrick. Now, he farmed and raised cattle. Now, everything he farmed with, the trucks, the equipment, was all 50 years old or older, and it's lined up to sell today. Now, Ed was kind of a collector too, and some of what's out here is also farm relics, but the majority of what he had was used and kept by him in functional, operable condition. What he had out here was wide variation. He wasn't particular to one brand. If he liked it, he owned it. He went to a lot of sales, and stuff that he bought just never really sold. If you wanted to buy it, the answer always was not for sale. So everything that's here, this is the day. A few pieces of early equipment here. It's very uncommon. Don't think I've ever shown one here on the channel. Some hay equipment, planters, plows, walk behind buzzsaw, grinder. Several what's at corners out here. Another mower saw. Telephone booth's cool. Little on the rough side. Grater blade. Neat little worm screw adjusters there to get your angle. Couple hog oilers. Seem like valuable collector pieces. So in early years, this was something they invented. I'm not exactly sure. Trying to see if there's a patent date on there. Yeah, there sure is. 1918 it looks like. And they weren't quite exactly the useful invention that people thought they'd be. So in World War II and the scrap drives, most of these went away. So any of them that survive now, kind of a valuable collector piece. This is the dual style. I think there was another one that maybe had a single roller. But this guy here, steel safety corn cutter. The name's chopped off, but you got the I and the N. Front of it, the tongue, little corn cutter. There is a rugby cast iron stove, cute little thing, put in your cabin. Made in Gadsden, Alabama. You got the massive ladle, some old rail tracks, international power unit. Fire plug from Anniston, Alabama. Several foundries down there apparently. Some sort of strong box. grinder of some sort. That's super neat with the moss on it. It says IHC. Any of you guys know what these pieces are? Just put a timestamp and comment. There we go. Spherical propane tank. These are pretty neat. These make good art pieces too. The old galvanized barrels. It's an odd type of plows on there. From the common to the uncommon out here. There's a cute little grater. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen one that small. Oh wow. Cute little pump jack. Wow. Made in Coffeyville. Had a thing for old plows apparently. A lot more rows of primitive equipment. Trucks out there. It's rained a ton. Several days. Big storms that just park. Rain and rain. Rivers are full, the ponds are full. Got the excavator there potentially to help load with possibly. More of these old primitive tools, implements. Another what's it corner. Guessing that might be for sugarcane, but I'm not sure. Cute little disc. What brand is this guy? Continental. They supplied engines to a lot of early cars. Stuff out here you just don't see every day. More of these trucks. There's the old Van Brunt. About a 4-row plan or 5-row maybe. Drill. Another cute little grater. There's a neat piece, old steel wagon seat. A lot of farm primitives out here. That was his hobby, was going to auctions, buying it and collecting it and having it. Little one-way. He sure had a thing for his 2-bottom plows. Oh wow. There's Pennzoil, another hog oiler. I'm sure a lot of the guys on the channel that aren't into farm primitives have probably skipped ahead in the video, but for those of you who are into them, there's probably a lot of stuff you don't see too often. This is a really unique one here, got the seat on it. Never seen one like that. Here's an overhead valve. Some type of 4-cylinder. That's a real oddity there. G15-2 date code, possibly 1915. Wow, this is neat technology. Got the starter, not the starter, but the generator and distributor combo. That old pot metal, it just gets like a soggy cracker, falls apart. Others, that is just strange. Somebody's put a second one on there. Huh. Not sure what they got going on. More of these old plows and one-ways. .706 diesel. Kind of a desirable tractor. This stuff had been all packed away in his barns. Alice. Ford 5000. It's just a good collection of broad brands and items. It's a neat artistic industrial design to that one. Alice WD-45. Stuff like that, just not real valuable. Sell for parts or scrap. Farmall 560 diesel. Stuff like this, it's more usable, functional. Got more value to it. The Super M. Another one of these Alice. Ones like these, you can use, put back to work. A lot of the overcomplicated stuff they build now has driven people back to using ones like this. 770 Oliver. Narrow front. It's kind of a neat tractor. Both of these Olivers very original. Whatever reason, in our area, Olivers are very uncommon. Just don't see them around too often. Hi, Mr. Gray.
Hi, sir.
Tell YouTube hi.
Hello out there. We're getting ready for a big auction today.
Yeah.
A pretty good sized auction.
Yep. So this is auction number 1. Said the sheds and barns are full in there. This was just to get cleaned out in that area to be able to stage the second sale. Boats. Ford and Chevrolet trucks. If the guy's into those, this is the place to be. F600, 80s generation, 70s generation. A pretty clean, well-kept old truck. $33,000 miles. Got the mothballs in here, but
Keep the mice out.
yeah, they're not exactly mice balls, I guess. There's the old Chevy, 68 to 72. Get in there, probably 366. Big block, more than likely. Old F350. It's a neat truck, 1 ton with the steel box. A lot of these are registered. Running trucks. See, they put a later year hood on there. Double letters. 16-inch tires. That was very, very mousy truck. Need smell-o-vision. Catch it. Okay. Alright. There you go. That's a neat one. F350. Probably a brush truck. They took the fire bed off of. And stored inside. Kept nice and spot on Purple Wave. This truck showing 03. So this could be 3,000 original mile truck. Almost certainly not 103. So more than likely those are the original tires. Custom extra grip wide tread Goodyears. I don't see a date code on this side. Guy would have to probably look at the back sides of those tires to find date codes. Oh yes. This is a 300. Wow. Okay. 306 in there. Probably the original belts. The old cords. Motorcraft heater. Radiator hose. Heater hoses have the ribs. I really like this one. That's a good truck. Just see if that would even fit on my trailer. all the way chained on the back. GMC, the feed box. Very typical old farm truck. C30, 71 or 2. That one's got the 292.6, which was the competitor to the Ford's 300. Big old welder on the back of him. It's a respectable truck. Sure, that welder's probably worth almost as much as the truck or more. Somebody's old working rig. Probably service field equipment and harvesters. More than likely. This is a good truck. F-250, 4-wheel drive. Very good truck. It is 400, presumably. Let's see a sticker. Typical farm truck. Not totally worked to death. Oh, it's got good potential. GMC. That's an uncommon configuration. That's an extended cab, short bed, 8-lug truck. F100. It's not a horrible truck. Not great either. It's a custom. Just a very base trim level. Okay. There's what a high mileage 6 looks like. Valve cover gasket. It's kept that motor very rust proofed. Eight-lug 4-wheel drive. This is 80 or 81. The letters on the hood. This thing's been sitting a long time. Rough old dude, so strictly parts. See, they used it to tow with. It was a work truck of work trucks till it was worked to death. 67 F-250. The 16.5s. This thing came from Boulder. It's kind of neat. 67 has the chrome trim moldings without the reflectors. Has the skinny side trim. It has the old pull style door handles, not the squeezy flipper kind. And it would have had a small face radio, which this one does not any longer. The upholstery is actually woven plastic. That's what they call it in the catalog there. This thing stayed in Colorado through 2000. So presumably not abysmally rusted. Very typical old farm truck. Work detritus in the cab. This is $390 presumably. Was a 360 available yet in '67? Standard trim level. So yeah, there you can see the 67 to 72 will fit the 73 to 79 tailgates. Somebody's added one on there. I'm curious what their sale order will be here. Yeah. Cab mounts on that. There you can see what you get with a Colorado truck. Your inner fenders, your core support, cab mounts, all of that. Super solid. You can see they kept antifreeze in it all that time. Probably not regularly used, but at least maintained. I'm trying to see a date on the battery there, but not one. I'm trying to get relatively good footage, but my feet are sticking. The Chevy one-piece store glass, pull-down handles. What does that make it? Cannot commit those years to memory for some reason. It's got an orange inline 6. I've seen them blue and yellow. I don't think I've ever seen an orange one. That thing 261 or just a 235? Very solid cab. These old trucks are just everywhere in our area still. All over the place. I'm almost half convinced there's a factory somewhere around central Kansas where they still build these. The way you find them laying everywhere. It's a volunteer fire department truck also. It's kind of neat. I'm gonna sink in the quick mud if I stay in this corner too long.